Okay, thanks for coming out. We're here to talk about an incident that occurred in the city of Linden, and I will begin by saying that my office has charged two individuals. First, Caleb Andrew Tierney, Tierney, who resides in Linden, Michigan. Birth date 9/5 of 96. He is a Flint police officer, I believe assigned to the K-9 unit. He is charged with one count of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. The allegation is that he engaged in sexual penetration with a victim, and that he knew or had reason to know that the victim was physically helpless while either being aided or abetted by one or more other persons. Or he caused physical injury to that victim, a person whom the defendant knew or had reason to know was physically helpless. CSC in the first degree is punishable by up to life in prison. It's a Tier 3 offense under the Sex Offender Registration Act. The second individual is Cameron Scott Zayler, Zaylor of Davison. Birth date 4/26 of 97. He is a former Genesee County Sheriff's Department corrections officer. He's charged with two counts, criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, with the same allegation as I just read to you with respect to Mr. Tierney, although a different victim. There are two victims in this case. He is also charged with a second count because we believe that there was digital penetration in the second count with respect to that victim and this accused individual. Also punishable by up to life in prison. The incident occurred in the city of Linden. The two victims went over to a house in Linden. One of the victims knew Mr. Tierney from a gym in Lapeer. He invited her over to the house and said, "I have a friend with me, why don't you bring a friend?" So victim one brought a friend. They went over to the house where the incident occurred. They were originally told to park at the Losey Senior Center in Linden because the Mr. Tierney, who lives in Linden, had a small driveway and there wasn't enough room in the driveway, so they went to the house. They went to Losey Center, were picked up and then driven to the house. And from this point, I'll let Chief Sutter fill you in with a few more details.
So I thank you, Prosecutor Leyton. So on December 3rd, we were made aware of a CSC that may have occurred in the city of Linden. CSC kits, the victims went to the YWCA, as Mr. Leyton had said, and so that's when we began our investigation. We interviewed both victims. One was a 19-year-old, another one was a 21-year-old. After the interview, we determined that it did indeed happen in the city of Linden, the 700 block of Aldridge Street. We contacted the Genesee County Prosecutor's office, and they authorized the search warrant for the house in the 700 block of Aldridge Street, where we collected some evidence. During the investigation, we conducted our investigation and completed it just recently and submitted a warrant request to the prosecutor's office, and then they issued the warrant, and that's where we are today.